share with you are excerpts from Sweeney Todd by Stephen Sondheim. And Sweeney Todd is, I'm sure, it's a pretty familiar name to most of you. There was a movie made not that long ago with Death. It's very popular. And here, when we're talking about that struggle with power and corruption, Sweeney Todd, before he was Sweeney Todd, was Benjamin Barker. And he had a young, lovely wife, and he had a young, lovely daughter, and he had a very idealistic view of the world. He was very happy. But the judge in London took a fancy to his wife and decided that he wanted her for himself. And so he used his power as the judge, and he sent him away, Benjamin Barker, away for a crime that he did not commit. And then he took his wife and daughter under his care. Well, the wife became so distraught that she took poison, but she didn't die, she went crazy. So she's become this kind of crazy beggar woman that runs the streets of London. So young Joanna was left with no parent but the judge. And so the judge served as her parent figure, but kept her locked away from anyone because he was incredibly jealous and territorial with her. She has now become of an age where she can be married, and so he's decided that rather than give anyone else a chance to marry her, he's going to marry her himself. So he's transferred that kind of power and corruption from the wife to the daughter. Well, Benjamin Barker has broken out of his prison, and he's returned to London with no other reason but revenge in his heart. He's gone from being this idealistic man to being very bitter, very angry, and the only thing that he wants is revenge. He's changed his name to Sweeney Todd. He's reclaimed his barber tools with the aid of Mrs. Lovett, a woman who runs a pie shop, a meat pie shop. Business is not going very well, price of meat's very high in London. And so one time when Sweeney Todd has someone in his barber chair and he gets very angry and he kills him, Mrs. Lovett's like, you know, it seems like it's a waste, all of that good fresh meat. So they decide that they're going to beef up business, as it were, and start using people that Sweeney kills in their meat pies. Business, my friends, has never been better. So, what Sweeney wants is he wants the judge. He wants the judge in his chair. So, we will see 4 numbers. We start with a little priest. It's one of the most brilliant lyric writings that I've ever heard. Listen to what Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd say to one another when they start talking about what they would do if they actually used people in their pies. And then we have, excuse me, Kiss Me is with Joanna, that's the young daughter, who is so terrified at the thought of the judge marrying her. Anthony is a young man that's fallen in love with her, and he's decided he's going to help her escape. So we hear them planning the escape. In the middle of Kiss Me, we hear the judge and Beadle talking about the fact, well, perhaps she's not being so receptive to your advances because you need a shave. I know a good barber. His name is Sweeney Todd. I'll take you to him. And then we finish the second half of Kiss Me. And then our last number is called God, That's Good. And you'll see how business is booming at the pie shop. You will also see Sweeney Todd waiting for the arrival of his new chair. The chair is going to be rigged so that after he slits their throats with his straight edge, there's a trap door and they slide down it. Well, you know me.
These are desperate times, Miss Lovett. And desperate measures.
Here we are, up from the oven. It's priest. I'm a little priest. The servant's too good, at least. Then again, they don't come in sins of the flesh, so it's pretty fresh.
But
Only where it's sat.
it was something like that.
Now you see the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Try the priest.
Heavenly, Miss love it. Not as hardy as bishop, perhaps, but not as bland as curate either.
And good for business. Always leaves you wanting more. Trouble is, we only get them on Sundays. Lawyers rather nice.
If it's for a price.
Order something else though to follow, since no one should swallow it twice.
Anything that's lean.
Well, then if you're British and royal, you might enjoy Royal Marine. Anyway, it's clean, though of course it tastes up wherever it's been.
Is that fire on the fire?
Mercy no, sir, look closer, you'll notice it's grosser.
Looks thicker, more like thicker.
No, it has to be grosser, it's green. Save a lot of graves, do a lot of relatives' favors. Everybody shaves, so there should be plenty of flavors.
How proud am I for once to know that those above will serve those down below.
Now, let's see. We've got Tinker.
Something pinker,
Taylor.
something paler,
Potter.
something hotter,
Butler.
something subtler,
Locksmith.
something
Oh, lovely bit of clock.
maybe for a lark.
Then again, the sweet if you want it cheap and you like it dark. Try the financier, peek of his career.
That was pretty rank.
Well, he drank so it's bank cashier. Never really sold. Maybe it was old.
How could he be old?
Next week, so I'm told. Beetle isn't bad till you smell it and notice how well it's been greased. Stick to priest. Now, this may be a bit stringy, but then of course it's a fiddle player.
This isn't fiddle player. It's piccolo player.
How can you tell?
It's piping hot!
Then blow on it first! Mr. Todd, what does it tell? And Mr. Todd too, Mr. Todd, who gets to sell?
But fortunately, it's also clear that everybody goes down well with beer.
Since Marine doesn't appeal to you, how about Rear Admiral?
Too salty. I prefer general.
With or without his privates? With his extra?
What is that?
It's fob, finest in the shop. And we have some shepherd's pie peppered with actual shepherd on top. And I've just begun. He's a politician so oily, it's served with a doily, not one.
Well, you never know if it's going to run.
Try the fryer, fried it's drier.
No, the clergy is really too coarse and too believe.
Then actor, that's compactor.
Yes, and always arrives overdone. I'll come again when you have judged on the menu.
Wait, true, we don't have judge yet. But we've got something new, I fancy even better.
What's that?
Executioner.
Have charity towards the world, my pet.
Yes, yes, I know, my love.
We'll take what customers that we can get.
High-born and low, my love.
We'll not discriminate great from small. No, we'll serve anyone, meaning anyone, and to anyone at all.
showed a sense of reluctancy, but now that she's had time to think, I'm sure she'll, greet my proposal in a more sensible frame of mind.